So last weekend, I spent the whole weekend with Nina, right? Passion Squared, and it was really in depth on like purpose, like what is the intention and the reason why. And since we've gotten so many new viewers, I wanted to open with sharing like what is the purpose behind FFQA? Like why do we do this? And the reason that we do it is that we do it for the industry. We do it for the stylists and the owners that are struggling with something. Everybody is struggling with something, and we are very fortunate. I owe everything in my life to this industry. Right? I grew up in the industry. My parents opened a business 37 years ago, and luckily, we're still at a point where we're not just surviving, but we're thriving, right? Because somebody shared information with us along the way and continues to do so. So we can share it with other people. And so that's what we're here for. We're here to gather questions, struggles. We listen to our community and then give that advice back to them. One of the reasons that we call it FFQA is because it's about the Q's and the A's. It's about the information. We don't call it the Ben Jay show. It's not the Tom Green show. It's not about me. It's about sharing the knowledge and helping people get through what they need to get through. So hopefully you guys are connecting with the show and you want to be a part of it, and you can always do that by just commenting below or emailing in questions. But ultimately the show is about the information and getting it out to the community and growing this industry, whether that's one stylist or one salon at a time, but making an impact and making a difference. So let's get into this week's questions. Ask away, it's FFQA.
This owner asks, when managing budget, expense, and analyzing the monthly P&L, how do you predict and account for the difference in card sales versus cash, etc.?
I like that we have an owner that is focusing on the numbers aspect and not just behind the chair. To me, I'll be honest, this is a little more micro analyzing than I do in our business. For those that are unfamiliar with the term P&L, P&L simply stands for profit and loss. If we're trying to predict this close, I would just go with the prediction that everybody's going to pay with card. Then anybody that pays with cash or check, if you take checks, is going to be a bonus because there's no fee for taking those payments. But of course, with credit cards, we have that 2 to 3%. So if you just assume that all your payments are going to be with that 3%, at the end of the month, you should then end up with a little extra profit in the margins.
The stylist asks, I thought when you booth rent somewhere, you made your own price list. I'm working at a place where I have to pay rent, but the owner makes the price list. Do you think this is easier?
So there's actually two questions in this one, isn't there? I'm going to take the second one first. Do I think it's easier? I absolutely think it's easier. If you are a creative type and you love doing hair and servicing your guests, the less that you have to think about pricing and P&L lists and marketing and all of the things that go into the business side, of course it's going to be easier. You get to spend more time focusing and doing the things that you love. Going back to the first part of this question though, that is not how booth rent is supposed to work. If you're renting space somewhere, you are on your own. You are supposed to be 100% in control of your own destiny. Whether that means the prices you want to charge, whether that means the business cards and the logo that you want to make for yourself, the products that you want to carry in retail if you so choose to do retail. Everything is supposed to be on. You're even supposed to have your own key to get into the space at any time because that is your space. You are renting that space. And so this is the challenge that I see with a lot of owners is they want the benefits of booth rent. What is that benefit? That benefit is guaranteed income, right? You owe me my $250 every week, give me the money. But they also want the advantages of being an employee and saying, well, these are the hours of operation, these are the prices that we charge, here's the name of the salon. Those two things do not exist and are legally not supposed to operate in that fashion. So, to answer your question, you are supposed to make your own price list.
This stylist says an owner of another salon called me at work asking me to come for an interview after a mutual friend told her about me. I think this is unprofessional and desperate. What are your thoughts?
Let's take it as a compliment first that she is so interested in you that she wants to see you. but I would absolutely agree with you that it does seem very unprofessional. Certainly calling you while you're at work at a salon, calling another salon to try and ask the staff there to come and see you. Like, I know that in big business that's kind of a thing where we have recruiters that are constantly, you know, on LinkedIn trying to find people to fill positions. But I feel in small businesses it's kind of heartless. It does come across as desperate. We often see a lot of people complaining about, you know, this person left me for this, but then they're using the same recruiting techniques and tactics to try and fill their salon. And it's just this like headhunter thing going back and forth, and you know, treat other people how you want to be treated. If you're a salon owner that's watching this and you call other people to try and steal, steal's not right, but try and pull them away from another salon, if they're there and they're doing well, I don't know. It's never been our mentality. We hire with very little experience, or if somebody's relocating, we have some interest in them. But we have never and will never purposely go out and try and get somebody because that we know that they're talented or that they're nice. It's not our style, but I would agree with you, and I wouldn't go down this road if that's what they're doing.
This stylist asks, I have a client who comes in every 3 weeks and never tips. Have you ever had a regular that never tipped you, and do you do anything about it?
This is one of my least favorite topics in our industry, is talking about tips. I don't care about tips. I think that we want to claim that we're professionals, and we are. We've earned it. But at the same time, we want to take tips. And I don't know of any other licensed professional that does that. I don't tip a mechanic. They're not licensed, are they? I don't think so. But they go to mechanic school. They get degrees. I don't tip a dentist. I don't tip my doctors. I don't tip anybody in the professional industry. Just had a meeting with my accountant. I didn't leave him a tip. But we expect it. But that's because we're in the service industry. And so lots of times our prices for our service are too low. And so we need that extra tip as the income, right? Because similar to waitresses and waiters and things like that, it's factored into how we get paid. As the owner of a business, it's very common for me to not get a tip after service, and sometimes I get it, and you know what? That's awesome. Sometimes I don't. Oh well. In this example, you have a guest that's coming to you every 3 weeks, and I don't know what your service is, but the average ticket in America is $41. So every 3 weeks, they're spending $41 with you, potentially. But you're complaining that they're not giving you an extra, let's say $8, because that's around 20%. So you're complaining that this guest every 3 weeks is giving you $41 and not $49? Get out of here, man. That's kind of garbage, in my opinion. Maybe that's all that this person can afford. And she's spending her whole budget on the fact that she wants to come and see you every 3 weeks. You know what? Send her our way. We'll take her, and I don't need the tip. I just think that this topic is so frustrating because we either have a guest that they're spending on their service. So they're either investing in you on the service, sorry how you get paid, that's not your guest's fault, or they're spending a ton of money and maybe you still get a little tip. I've seen people complain about that too, where it's like her bill was $290 and she only left me $10. She just spent $300 on her hair. So what do you do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna institute like a you must pay, like it's a restaurant, like parties of one or more have to tip on their hair services? Like, oh, don't get caught in this mentality. Don't get caught in a tip mentality. Work for the service, do it for the guests, and if they so choose to and they love it, maybe they'll leave you a little something extra. So this was episode 49. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're approaching the big 5-0 next week, so we would love some really awesome questions for that. Leave them on the comments below, or you can always inbox them straight to us at classes@ffsaloneducation.com. We'll take them from there. But please, like I said up at the opening, the purpose behind this show is for you. We do this show so that we can help you grow, help the industry grow. And so if you would find it in your hearts to share it with your friends that are in this industry or your team, we would greatly appreciate that. So we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.